So Bernd, you're the CEO of Healthineers, which is one of the largest companies in health tech. You've just been through one of the largest IPOs in Germany. So probably many here and I have a glimpse of what you're doing, but I have no clue what we've just seen. Could you maybe fill us in?
Because you don't work for us. No, I mean, no, these have been magnetic fields and ultrasound waves and X-ray. Yeah? And then these are the basic technologies we use in order to make pictures of the human body and to understand the physiology and to detect disease.
Okay. And this technology is used with patients, but how often is this technology used with patients? How often do you touch patients' life?
Yeah, I mean, one of the numbers which we are pretty proud of is that every hour, 240,000 patients are touched by our systems, yeah, whether in a diagnostic context or in a therapeutic context, yeah, which means that in a normal 8-hour day, yeah, the whole city of Berlin is basically examined by systems we provide. Yeah? And this is a huge source of data. Yeah? But one of the interesting challenges in healthcare is that in healthcare, every patient episode also contains a little bit of research. Yeah? So then finding out what is the ground truth in these data and so on is one of the really nice challenges in our business.
I can imagine. And you spoke about laser, you spoke about all kinds of technologies. I know imaging technology is also one of your core areas. And could you give us an idea of what's really cutting edge in this field? What are you currently really working on and proud of?
Yeah, I mean, one of the, when it comes to cutting edge, maybe we can see, looking at this image, I mean, this is a picture of the human brain, yeah? So it's not a colorful haircut or so, yeah? So, I mean, these are the images which are possible today, yeah, with a high field magnet and all kind of software technologies and digital technologies, which actually show the fibers in a brain, yeah? So it's basically, it uncovers how our brain, how your brain is wired, yeah, and it's one of the core research topics we are working on.
Okay, and I assume, as you already mentioned, this is all loads of data, this is all lots of digital aspects, and we see all kinds of companies in all kinds of sectors embracing digital or dealing with digital. Yeah. How would you describe, what's the digital challenge for Healthineers for you?
I mean, for us, using the power of the data we have is the big opportunity and challenge. Yeah? And we take a, I would call it crawl, walk, run approach to this, which means we start first with the basic problems. Yeah? We use the machine data to predict for predictive maintenance and so on. I mean, this is maybe not so exciting, but important for customers. Yeah? Then we use artificial intelligence to automatically position the patient in a CT scanner for best image quality and lowest dose. Then we have technologies for helping with the diagnosis, yeah, so that our systems find the right anatomy, can distinguish, can find lesions, can find disease, and especially help physicians to get rid of the routine cases. Yeah? And now the next step will be to combine all the data which is known on a patient in order to then create something like a digital twin, yeah? Whom we can compare to other digital twins of patients and then draw conclusions what is the ideal next step for this very patient. Yeah?
As I said, it sounds really cutting edge, and to do all that, you need the right people on board. And now we know how hard it is to get them. We know how hard it is to keep them globally. How do you do that? And maybe also important to understand, how many people at Healthineers work in R&D technology?
Yeah. So we are worldwide 50,000 people. About 20% of them work in R&D. Yeah? So we are very research and development heavy. Yeah? So we have about 10,000 people in R&D. We have about 5,000 software developers. And we spend much more than $1 billion per year on R&D. Yeah? So, but the type of people we need, yeah, and now, I mean, our name was a little bit controversial in the beginning, but it also says something. Yeah? Healthineer means you are, on the one hand, a pioneer, a technology-driven individual, but you are dedicated to healthcare, yeah? And you are passionate about it. You want to learn a different topic. You want to learn medicine, yeah? And you want to understand the economic context your customers are in and the new possibilities of healing patients, yeah? So it's not just applying your basic engineering or your basic digital skills. Mm-hmm. It is about learning the world of your customer and then applying who you are, but it's a constant learning. And that is also what we have, I think, as a culture. Yeah? People stay in the company, yeah? Not because they are boring or whatever, but because they find a space with purpose and an opportunity to develop. Yeah?
This is the core aspect we see in what makes the success of the company, the culture, your purpose, the purpose you just mentioned, and also the vision. And we heard today, some of us heard today, this morning, Dara from Uber saying that his vision is to be the Amazon of transport and mobility. Yeah. What does the future hold for Healthineers and for you? What's your vision?
Yeah, I mean, the dream I have for Healthineers is that we become the GPS of healthcare. And to explain this a little bit, I mean, we are the data-rich company. Yeah? More than 70% of all critical medical decisions depend on technologies we have in the portfolio. We have the 240,000 patient episodes per hour. Yeah, and developing this into this GPS where every patient knows where he or she is on his or her journey to health, and giving a clear state-of-the-art recommendation what the next step should be. That is the company we want to become, and we will become.
Okay. Running out of time, maybe the last question. It seems that you have all the components in place, the technology, the people, the vision. Is there something more which you're looking out for in terms of growing externally, inorganically, or to partner maybe?
I mean, we certainly, and this is one of the reasons for the IPO, we certainly have the freedom also when it comes to acquisitions, yeah, which we want to do in a meaningful way. But we are also convinced that owning things is not always the way to go. Yeah? So you can also look at us as a platform company. Yeah? We have the data and the access to customers. So when there are smaller companies with innovations of how to detect Alzheimer's disease and so on, they can basically become like an app on our system. Yeah? So they don't need to go to all the regulatory challenges. They don't need to find customer access and so on and so on. And on the other hand, it enriches our offering on the way to the GPS.
Fascinating. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.